They said I was barren. A queen who couldn't produce an heir was worse than useless. She was a curse upon the kingdom itself. 30 years I endured the whispers, the pitying looks, the Alpha King's growing coldness. 30 years of empty cradles and shattered hope, until the night I woke with blood on my sheets and a prophecy burning in my mind. Under the dark moon, the ultimate Alpha shall be born, neither fully wolf nor fully human. It will bear the mark of the moon and hold the fate of all realms in its claws. When I finally felt the quickening, after 21 months of impossible pregnancy, the court didn't celebrate. They feared, because the child inside me wasn't just an heir. It was power incarnate. And everyone from rival alphas to ancient covens wanted it dead before it could draw its first breath. I am Queen Elara of Aridale. My womb carries the ultimate alpha, and I will burn this kingdom to ash before I let anyone take my child.
Welcome to Moonlit Passions, where love, power, and destiny collide. If you're ready to dive into this incredible story, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment telling me where you're watching from, because I've got more heart-pounding stories coming your way, and trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. Now, let's begin.
Part 1, The Revelation. 30 years ago, Queen Elara's wedding night had been a disaster. Not because of violence or cruelty. Alpha King Aldric was stern but fair, powerful but just. The disaster was chemical, biological. The moment they consummated the marriage, both had felt it. The wrongness, the incompatibility. They were not true mates. Give it time, the court healers had said. Sometimes bonds form slowly. But 30 years later, no bond had formed. And worse, no child had come. In a kingdom where an heir was everything, where the line of succession meant the difference between peace and civil war, Elara had failed at her one essential duty. You are barren, the high priestess had declared after the 20th year, cursed by the moon goddess herself for some sin in a past life. Aldric had never blamed her aloud, but she'd seen it in his eyes, the disappointment, the resignation, the knowledge that his legacy would die with him. Present day, the midnight scan was done in secret. Elara lay on the stone table in the hidden chamber beneath the palace, her swollen belly exposed. After 21 months of pregnancy, a gestation that should have killed her 10 times over, she'd stopped trusting court physicians, so she'd call for Morgana. The witch was ancient, her face more scar tissue than skin, her eyes milky with cataracts. But her magic was undeniable. Morgana's gnarled hands hovered over Elara's belly in power, old, primal, dangerous. Pulsed through the chamber. By the old gods, Morgana breathed, "It's real. It's actually real." "What is?" Elara demanded. "What's wrong with my child?" "Nothing's wrong." Morgana's hands pressed down gently, and suddenly Elara could see it. A vision projected in the air above them. Her child, not fully formed like a normal baby, but something else, something more. The heartbeat was visible, not one rhythm, but 3. Human, wolf, and something ancient that had no name. The ultimate alpha, Morgana whispered. The prophecy was true. You carry the child that will unite or destroy all realms. "I don't understand," Elara said, tears streaming down her face. "Why me? Why now? I've been barren for 30 years. "You were never barren," Morgana interrupted. "You were waiting. The moon goddess doesn't make mistakes. Elara, she makes tests." The witch's expression grew grave. "Your child couldn't be born of a simple mating. It needed time, power, preparation, 21 months of gestation to create something that's never existed before. What will it be? Elara asked. Boy or girl? Both, Morgana said. Neither. The child will transcend such simple categories. It will be pure power given flesh. And everyone who senses it, every alpha, every pack, every ambitious fool with dreams of conquest, will come for it. Then I'll kill them, Elara said simply. Anyone who threatens my child dies. Morgana smiled, revealing teeth filed to points. Now you sound like a mother. The first assassination attempt came 3 days later. Elara woke to the scent of wolfsbane in her chambers. Not enough to kill, but enough to weaken her, to make her vulnerable. The assassin came to the window, a trained killer, moving with supernatural silence. He had his blade raised over Elara's belly when she struck. The power that had been building inside her for 21 months exploded outward, not her power, her child's. Silver light erupted from her womb, slamming into the assassin with enough force to shatter his bones. He flew backward, hit the wall, and slid down dead. Aldric burst through the door seconds later, guards flanking him. He stared at the dead assassin, then at Elara, still glowing with residual power, her hands protective over her belly. It's true, he breathed. The rumors. You're actually pregnant. For 21 months, Elara confirmed. And before you ask, yes, it's yours. Somehow, despite everything, we created this child. Aldric moved closer, his eyes fixed on her swollen belly. Show me. Elara nodded. She pressed her hand to her stomach, and the child, as if it knew its father was near, pulsed with power. A mark appeared on Elara's skin, glowing, silver, the shape of a crescent moon. Aldric's knees hit the floor. The mark of the moon. The prophecy. He looked up at her with something like awe. You carry the ultimate alpha. I carry our child, Elara corrected, and someone just tried to kill it, which means we have a traitor in the court. Or several, Aldric said grimly. He stood, his alpha authority filling the room. From this moment, you're under constant guard. No one enters your chambers without my personal approval, and we find who sent that assassin before they send another. Part 2, the curse. The prophecy was older than the kingdom itself. High Priestess Seraphine stood before the court, reading from a scroll so ancient the parchment crumbled at her touch. When 30 years of barren rule have passed, when hope is lost and kingdoms fractured wide, a child conceived in darkness shall at last bear moon's own mark and turn the cosmic tide. Neither wolf nor human, flesh nor spirit pure, the ultimate alpha shall in darkness wake. With power absolute, it shall endure to heal the world entire or let it break. The court erupted in chaos. It's a curse, Lord Brennan shouted. A demon child. We should cut it from the Queen's womb before it destroys us all. It's a blessing, Lady Isolde countered. The heir we've prayed for. The unification of all packs. It's an abomination, whispered Duke Thorn, his eyes gleaming with ambition. And it must be controlled, or destroyed. Aldric's power exploded outward, forcing every wolf in the room to their knees. The child is my heir. Anyone who threatens it, anyone who even speaks of destroying it, will be executed for treason. Am I understood? Silence, then grudging nods. But Elara saw in their eyes fear, greed, calculation. Half the court wanted to kill the child. The other half wanted to control it. Neither option was acceptable. That night, Morgana returned with grim news. The rival packs know, she said without preamble. Silverstone, Blood Moon, Shadowfawn. They've all heard the prophecy, and they're sending their best hunters. Let them come, Aldric growled. My warriors will. Your warriors will die, Morgana interrupted bluntly. These aren't normal assassins, Aldric. These are hunters trained specifically to kill supernatural threats. Witches, cursed objects, ancient magic. Her milky eyes found Elara. Your child qualifies. Then what do we do? Elara asked. We prepare, Morgana said. The birth is coming. I can feel it. The child has finished gestating. It's ready. And when it comes, she paused, choosing words carefully, it will be unlike any birth this world has seen. Violent, transformative, dangerous to everyone in proximity. How dangerous? Aldric demanded. Pray you survive to find out, Morgana said. Part 3. The Hunt. They came on the dark moon. 3 rival packs. 20 trained hunters. All converging on the palace with one goal. Kill the ultimate alpha before it could be born. The attack began at midnight. Explosions rocked the palace walls. Not normal weapons. These were spelled, designed to break through supernatural defenses. Wards that stood for centuries shattered like glass. Aldric's warriors met them at the gates, but the hunters had come prepared. Silver weapons, wolfsbane gas, binding spells that could hold even an alpha. Get the queen to the safe room. Aldric roared, shifting mid-leap into his massive alpha form. Protect the heir. Royal guard surrounded Elara, practically carrying her through the chaos. Behind them, screams echoed, the sound of wolves dying, the scent of blood thick in the air. They'd almost reached the safe room when the ceiling exploded inward. A hunter dropped through, female, covered in ritual scars, eyes glowing with borrowed power. A witch hunter, bound to dark magic that made her nearly unstoppable. The cursed child, she hissed. Its heart will power a ritual that will make me immortal. She lunged. Elara's belly exploded with light, not metaphorically. Silver light actually erupted from her womb, slamming into the hunter with enough force to vaporize her. The woman screamed once, a sound of pure agony, and then was gone. Just ash and the smell of burned magic. The guard stared in shock. The child, one breathed. It's protecting her. Move. Morgana appeared, bloody but alive. The birth is starting. We need to get her to the chamber now. Part 4, the transformation. The birthing chamber was deep below the palace, carved from raw stone and covered in protective runes. Elara was laid on the altar because that's what it was really, not a bed. An altar for bringing forth something divine or demonic, depending on who you asked. This is going to hurt, Morgana said bluntly, more than normal birth. The child isn't fully physical yet. It's going to have to force its way between realms. Just save it, Elara gasped. Whatever happens to me, save my child. I'll save you both, Morgana said, or die trying. The contraction started, normal at first, then increasingly violent, then impossible, Elara's entire body convulsing, her spine arching off the stone, her scream echoing through the chamber. Silver light poured from her, so bright the guards had to shield their eyes. It's coming, Morgana shouted. Hold her down. But no one could hold her. The power building inside Elara was beyond physical. She levitated off the altar, suspended in midair, her body a vessel for something trying to claw its way into existence. Then her belly split, not violently, not bloodily, just opened like a door that had always been meant to swing wide, and out came the child. First came the cry, not a baby's wail, but something between a howl and a roar, a sound that made every wolf in the palace drop to their knees in submission. Then came the form, small, humanoid, but covered in silver fur that glowed with inner light, eyes that were pure gold, and on its chest, the mark of the moon, a perfect crescent burning bright enough to blind. The child took its first breath, and power exploded outward in waves. The protective runes on the walls blazed alife. The entire palace shook, and across the kingdom, every wolf, alpha, beta, omega, felt it. The ultimate alpha had been born. Elara collapsed back onto the altar, gasping but alive. Her arms reached out instinctively. Morgana placed a child in her arms, and instantly the wild power calmed. The glowing fur receded, leaving smooth skin. The gold eyes dimmed to a more human amber. But the mark remained, the crescent moon on the child's chest, pulsing with each heartbeat. "Hello, my love," Elara whispered, tears streaming down her face. "I've waited so long for you." The child, neither fully boy nor fully girl, but somehow both and neither, opened its eyes and looked at its mother, and smiled. Part 5. The Rise. The child aged wrong. 3 days after birth, it looked 6 months old. A week later, a toddler. 2 weeks, and it was walking, running, speaking in complete sentences. "Mama," it said one morning, its voice musical and strange. "There are bad men outside. They want to hurt us." Elara looked out the window. The rival packs had returned, reinforced, determined. "I know, little one," she said, "but Papa and I will protect you." "No," the child said simply. "I'll protect you." Before Elara could stop it, the child walked to the balcony and shifted, not into a normal wolf, into something that had never existed before. Massive, already larger than Aldric's alpha form. Silver fur that seemed to be made of moonlight itself. Eyes that burned gold, and power that made the very air crackle with electricity. The ultimate alpha had awakened. The child, no, the being, leaped from the balcony, landed in the courtyard where the hunters waited, and roared. The sound alone killed 3 of them. Just the vibration, the frequency of it, stopping their hearts. The others attacked, but it was futile. The ultimate alpha moved like liquid death, faster than eyes could track. Every swipe of its claws ended a life. Every bite crushed bone to powder. "Stop." Aldric's voice cut through the carnage. He'd shifted, was running toward his child in alpha form. "Stop this now." The ultimate alpha turned, and for a moment, Aldrich saw nothing but predator in those gold eyes. Nothing but hunger and violence and the joy of the kill. Then recognition flickered. The massive wolf form shrank, shifted, became the child again, standing naked in the courtyard, covered in blood that wasn't its own. "Papa," it said, voice small, uncertain. I protected us, like you taught me, like wolves do." Aldrich shifted back to human, wrapping his cloak around his child. I know you did." He pulled the child close. "But there's a difference between protecting and slaughtering, between defense and dominance. You have power, little one, more than anyone who's ever lived. But power without mercy is just tyranny. The prophecy said I would either unite the realms or destroy them." The child said, "How do I know which I'm supposed to do?" "That's the choice," Elara said, appearing in the courtyard. Still weak from birth but determined. The prophecy doesn't dictate your path. It just says you have the power to walk either road. But which one you choose, she knelt, taking her child's blood-covered hands in hers. That's up to you. The child looked at the bodies scattered across the courtyard, at the fear in the survivor's eyes, at the power still thrumming through its veins, begging to be used again. I don't want to be a monster, it whispered. Then don't be, Aldric said simply. Be what your mother and I raised you to be. A protector, a leader, a force for unity, not destruction. The child nodded slowly. The packs came because they feared me, because the prophecy said I could destroy them. Yes, Elara confirmed. Then I need to prove I won't. The child stood, its small form somehow radiating authority beyond its appearance. Call the Alphas, all of them. I want a summit. I want to show them I'm not their enemy. They tried to kill you, Aldric pointed out, multiple times. And I'm still here, the child said, which proves their methods don't work. So maybe they should try talking instead. Its gold eyes met its father's. Unless you think I'm not ready to lead? Aldric looked at his child, ancient beyond its days, powerful beyond measure, yet still uncertain and young. I think you're exactly what this kingdom needs, what all the realms need. He turned to his guards. Send word. A summit. In 1 month. Every Alpha Pack, every faction, they will come to the palace. And they will meet the ultimate Alpha. He smiled with pride. Our heir.
From cursed Barren Queen to mother of the ultimate Alpha, Elara endured 30 years of shame and 21 months of impossible pregnancy to birth a child of prophecy. The child could have chosen destruction, but instead chose unity. What do you think? If you were born with that much power, would you choose mercy or domination? And was the child right to make the Alphas kneel, or should it have earned their respect differently? Drop your thoughts below. If this epic prophecy story gave you chills, hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications because Moonlit Passions brings you powerful stories like this every week. Thank you for watching this story to the end. If you enjoyed this story, you will surely love the next one. It's as interesting and even more intriguing as you can ever imagine.